Yeah, what is good, guys? I am back. It's been a while. I'm settled into college. Here's the dorm. Not really decorated. We'll see how that goes. I'm not really the kind to decorate, but we'll see how that goes. So I think I'll start off with kind of explaining the situation, what to expect. But I'm not sure how the video schedule is gonna be going because I'm pretty heavy on my classes. Um, I'm kind of in that decision making where do I want to learn a lot or just kind of have that rough balance between stocks, YouTube, and school. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. We're just going to kind of have to adapt as that goes. But um, sorry about the air conditioning. I'm sure you can hear it in the video, but it's extremely loud. Not much I can do about it. But I think we're just going to get right into the video. I'm counting on you guys to give me the feedback so I can make this whole situation work. Keep the videos good as best as I can do them, and we're just gonna get right into the video. So with all that being said, make sure to show the video some love, give it a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So um, to start off, Spy, let's see. So okay, yeah, I have a different monitor. It's a little buggy. Give me a second here. Okay, I think that fixed it. So um, where do I start? I'm going to start off with showing you from my last video and from last month, something in the Discord. If you're in there, this is what we were looking at. August 6th, I was looking for 388 to 393 on SPY, regardless of how high we went. This was my target the entire way through. That entire squeeze, we shorted at the top from 429 and rode that thing all the way down, made a lot of money on that. And in the Discord, we're starting to change that sentiment. So we finally got to that region, that really strong demand zone, which I'm gonna go a little more into later on in the video. But I think to start, we're just gonna work our way from left to right like we always do. So Bitcoin, not too much to say here. I have not been watching it too much. There seems to be kind of a slight decoupling from the indexes, which before had a very tight correlation, but got that big drop, and I'm not sure. It's not as strong as it used to be. So Bitcoin, not too much to say. I'm not sure what to expect. This might be a falling wedge. You want to look for divergences. So yeah, higher highs, that's a falling wedge. So I think it's likely to see a reversal on Bitcoin back into the 20,000s, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not following it too closely as of now. I'm gonna make my picture a little smaller. So for oil, this one is tricky, a little disappointing. I made money on this, but it did not really do that whole move I wanted it to do. So earlier in my previous videos from several weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, I was talking about how oil was in this falling wedge right here. Let me make it a little more obvious. We were right here. We identified the bottom right here. I said this is probably a falling wedge. We had divergences, and I said if it's going to break out, this is the area I'm looking for it to get to, because there's just a lot of congestion. You would find sellers there, supply zones, and that's what happened. You got a big rejection off that area, as well as it became this channel, which could be a bull flag. You're bouncing off this very important trend line right now. So oil, right now there's a lot of demand destruction going on. Russia was doing some freezing with their outputs, I believe, and that brings down the supply, but overall the demand is really just triumphing over every other fundamental factor, which should be sending this up, which I would like to see going into the winter. But a lot of conflicting factors here. I really do want to get back into oil, but right now I'm just sitting it out. Yeah, sitting with my profit, just kind of seeing how it kind of holds up in this region. So oil is on very close watch for me. I'm definitely still watching it, but that was not exactly what I wanted to see. After getting into this region, I wanted to see it hold, pull back, but it did not, and it's kind of entering some bearish pressure, but we'll see how it goes over the following days and weeks. So the dollar, new highs, but something very important that you need to be aware of are these divergences. These are gigantic divergences. With the US dollar going up, you have the MACD making lower lows, or lower highs, as well as the RSI. This is very significant, very important. This is showing that while the price is going higher, momentum isn't following it, it isn't supporting it. It's not the setup you want to see if you're bullish on this. So I think you could be seeing the dollar start to come down again. You know, I was bullish on it back here. I was like, it makes sense for this to run, make new highs. Just everything I was seeing on SPY and just how everything was kind of piecing together. But now, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. You'll see my explanation on SPY, which will have to do with the dollar too. But you could start seeing this come down pretty hard. Maybe you break that big trend line, and that could send the market sky high. So keep this on close watch. Those previous highs, you're going to want to see how those hold up. We'll be watching it together over the following weeks, following days. This is going to be a big thing to be watching. Apple. This was something we were following in the Discord. So what is this on the daily? So we're going to go into the 4-hour, and what we have is you're seeing a lot of bullish strength coming up. RSI crossing over through its moving average, as well as out of oversold territory. These 5 waves that we've completed, which I believe was in our last video. Me and some people in the Discord were doing our analysis on it. We were looking for this price, 155 or lower. That's what we got. We wrote it all the way down from here, so that was another pretty decent play in the Discord that we were just kind of following. Not too much else to say, but it looks ready to retrace, which would be this. Let me try and grab it. So this right here, these levels, after you have your 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get your retrace, and I think you could be coming all the way back up to 162 per Elliott wave theory. So moving on to Tesla, this is very interesting. This is interesting. So you got this breakdown of this pattern, this really weak pennant triangle, whatever you want to call this. You didn't even test that top line again, which you normally do in pennants. You get your A, B, C, D, E, and then you break down, but it was too weak that it didn't even manage to do that last test. Broke down, and it's just, I'm not really sure what it's sitting on right now. I'm not sure what it's sitting on right now, but it managed to hold up around this region. You had that gap lower. You're on this trend line, kind of a messy trend line, so Tesla is a little kind of awkward right now. I'm not sure what to say about this. You could be testing this trend line, maybe you're in this triangle. So there's a lot of things to say about it. It's just, actually just from a glance I saw something. What you might have, so I'm gonna take this off. I think you could have a falling wedge actually. Let me just draw this out quick. So maybe something like this, however that's drawn, and then you have your bottom trend line right here. I'm not sure what to expect out of Tesla right now. Very tricky area, doesn't hurt to sit out and wait and see what I want to do, but yeah, Tesla, I think you should just sit back and wait, see what I want to do for the bigger picture. This is an interesting one. This is one that we were following. We've been making so much money on in the Discord. For the past several months, we played the ups and downs on this. And, you know, where did we go long? We went long, or we went short back here. We rode all the way down to, like, this candle right here. And I said, this thing could be in an ABC. ABC to the downside, that's what you had. And that was my target, 82. I said it'd come into 82. And maybe you fill that gap as well. And that's what you did. Right down to the cent pretty much. Fill that gap, hit that target, and now you're bouncing. So you could see some more upside on Biotech. Very interesting. I want to see how it reacts in the next few weeks, so I'm not really touching this, but we have gone long on this at 82, just kind of seeing what I want to do here, because this is a very well supported region, and again has to do with the overall market, which I will be explaining on SPY. So that's a pretty big part that you will want to watch and be paying attention to, so that you know what to expect, what kind of bias to have. Just keep the wrong emotions out of your mind. So SOXS, we made an insane amount of money on this thing. This is from early August. We bought in at 37. It dropped like 34, 33 maybe. And I said the minimum it will go to is 54. The minimum, that's 44% from here, and it went lower. And if you bought in at the bottom, it was like over 50%. You'll see, I'm going to show you the charts, but it went on an absolute tear. It was crazy to watch, like 13% days, like several days in a row. And now it's in this rising wedge. It hit that price target of 54, which is right here, and turned down, found the top around 54, filled this gap. So this was an insane run. And from this bottom, you know, non-stop, it ran 53%. That's crazy. So right now on the Discord, And me personally, I'm playing the inverse of this, which is SOXL. I don't have a price target yet. You kind of have to be patient with these. You have a lot of time to kind of just sit, prepare, make a plan. So I don't have a price target, but it does look like it would want to touch liquidity in the 30s, I guess. That's crazy. That's like 300% from here. So I'm gonna do a little more technical analysis on this, but for now, this is definitely something I'm eyeing. I'm already in like the 13s or 14s, something like that. But this is just something I'm waiting, sitting on. But when I have more time, I will definitely be going deeper into this. And if it wasn't clear, right now classes have just started. Today was the first day of classes, so I'm kind of trying to squeeze in like the information that I can on here because I do want to keep this YouTube up, keep it running. I want to teach everyone everything that I can. So I'm working against time here, a lot of homework and all that stuff. So I'm gonna make it work. But yeah, so whenever my next video is, I will probably have these price targets on SOXL and show you guys where it wants to go. So the VIX, not too much to say. As said, you're gonna want to be looking at calls down here. I never got into calls. I kind of forgot about that. I was trading other stuff, and it went on a pretty decent run, but it's finding a lot of resistance in this region, which has had trouble within the past. So I'm not sure what I want to do. It has that gap down there that's still unfilled. Could be coming down to that sitting on 25 region. This big line I've had here for a while, so VIX, again, just kind of sit and watch sort of thing. See what it wants to do with this trend line here, because this is kind of a pivotal area. Fill that gap, maybe go even lower, make new lows, or lower than this region, not necessarily like new lows, but I think you get what I mean, lower than this low. So sit and watch. We're going to have to see how it reacts with these lines. So on to SPY, a lot of stuff. I want to start off with this fib channel here. This is something we were following for quite a while after we broke out of this fib channel back here. If you've been watching my channel, you know what I'm talking about. But you got to bounce off of this, the last target twice here. I went long. Where did I go long? I went long here at 390.3. So like nearly the bottom, right around here. I rode up 402 with the area to break. So I'm gonna make a big point about this 402 region. Once you break 402, it invalidates all bearish scenarios per Elliott wave theory that would put it down to the 370s before a bounce. So right now, the bears are in a really tough spot here. I would not want to be a bear. I am not a bear right now. I'm going to explain it a little more, but for the channel, bounced off that bottom target, and that's just what happened, I guess, with that channel. Hit that last line and got another bounce. So I'm going to take that off now. We can take one thing off and kind of focus on the other stuff. So to start off, fib channel to the demand zone. I pointed this out in the beginning of the video. Held a very important demand zone, and I said I don't think it's going to break it. It could, and that would send this into absolute oblivion, because this is really the last demand zone. Under this, I wouldn't expect this to hold. Maybe you bounce, but if you didn't hold this area, it was game over. 100% game over. So now that you've held it, you bounced. There was big support here, which I was talking a lot about in my Discord. If you're in there, you know what we're talking about. But there's a lot of support right here. That's where you've been bouncing off of, testing support multiple times. And another big thing I was stressing is the longer you sit at this level, the longer you sit in this demand zone, the more sellers that just kind of come out of the forest and start breaking down that demand zone, breaking through the support. And if you do that long enough, that demand zone is going to get depleted, and you break through it down to the next demand zone, wherever that would be, which is in the 370s, I believe, high 370s. So you held it, you got another bounce, and you're sitting at this big resistance with all of these divergences. So I'm going to explain these divergences quick, and then I've been talking about this 440 to 450 level that that is still in the picture, but now is very unlikely. Actually, I'm just going to explain that now, get that out of the way. So right here, this was a scenario I was really thinking of, especially when we were like up at 397, I think it was. I was like, it's still in the picture. We can go to 440, 450. that's just how it works. I don't control the market, you know. It's just how Elliott wave theory works. I don't know why Elliott wave theory works. The psychology of the markets, it's a big mystery, one of the universe's mysteries. But if it works, why not use it? So now that you're down here, you're pushing into wave 1 region, so this really makes it unlikely that you're going to get this high. But until it's completely invalidated, it's in the picture, but it's very unlikely now. So we can take that off now, and what you have, I think you could be heading to new lows after a monster squeeze. So this squeeze is setting up right now. I've been buying all down here and just sitting and just been sitting on it. So the wave 3 undo, yeah, so I just explained that. The MACD crossed on the 4 hours. So this is something I just saw like an hour ago. The 4-hour MACD is about to cross. This is insanely bullish if it crosses. You trust me. Just go in the past, look what happens when the 4-hour MACD crosses over. What happened? Insane run. We're just gonna look at other times it's happened. So 4-hour MACD, you know, MACD crosses on higher time frames are more significant the higher time frame it occurs on, which the weekly, you know, that was something we were watching. Back here I said this thing is going to go insane, and I was even saying 430. You can go in my Discord, previous videos go all the way back. I was like, a mega squeeze is coming, this thing's gonna eviscerate every short out there, and you got all the way to 430 from 365. So weekly RSI testing that moving average. Kind of hard to say what I want to do. The ADX negative DI is testing that ADX right now, so something you I would give it 2 weeks to see kind of how it interacts with that. But anyways, back to the 4-hour. What I was saying, it's about to cross, and you're sitting at this pretty big spot here. So the divergences are all over the place. This is something I've been stressing in the Discord for like the past like week or so. Look at these divergences. MACD is going up, and you know, to make it more clear, we're just going to go back to before this run ahead, so you can see the divergences where there were higher lows on the time frames, the MACD, RSI. So you can see this thing curling up very hard. Momentum was starting to shift. You're in a demand zone. You're sitting on huge support. You're overextended. There were so many things giving you these signals, and if you're letting your emotions get to you, well, then you're stuck with the herd. Let's take a look at the put to call ratio. Retail just doing the normal thing. I have not looked at this in a while, but I can guarantee you the highest put spike, highest concentration of like put buying is going to be right around here. So it was somewhere around that region. You'll see. What do you know? Good old retail just buying puts at the bottom. I don't know how they manage to do that every time, but once again, it proves true that retail gets destroyed by their emotions. So, give me a second. Yeah. That's, wow. So, what happened after that gigantic spike? Boom, you ran. So, they short at the bottoms, and they sell at the top. So, I was making videos back here. I'm like, why is retail not buying puts here? Like I said that in one of my videos. And after it drops, then they decide to buy the puts, basically after the entire move is done. So, enough ranting about that. It always gets a little under my skin how bad they time the market. But the 1-day ADX, I might have showed you this actually. No, I did not. So 1-day ADX is under 20. So when it's under 20, this purple dotted line, the white line is the ADX. When it's under the purple line, which is 20, it's in a phase of accumulation or distribution. And what would make more sense to you? Do you think institutions are distributing down here or accumulating? The time to distribute for the institutions was way up here where the positive DI was crossing through the ADX. All the signals were there. We hit 430. I went like really all in on my shorts, went all the way down, started covering at like the high 390s, yeah. And I waited a little and then started going long. So it's working out. It's really just these waves of just steady rhythm, kind of like spies living and breathing. You know, there's ups and downs. It's just these waves, and you just gotta follow them. you ignore your emotions, and that's really going to benefit you. So not too much else to say, just some trend lines for the short term, and that's going to be it for this video. I think this is a big one here. So yeah, this is definitely a big one. You're going to want to see if we can break that. You might get a pullback. I don't see any gaps, but you do have gap to the upside. You got gaps in the high 420s. Let me take this off so you can see the prices. High 420s, 427, right? Yeah, 427. This is a gap I've been looking at for a while. We might not get all the way up there. 420 is the big spot I'm looking at. I would like to see 420 before considering going short. So it's going to be an interesting next few weeks. We could see a big run. Let's see what events we have coming up. We got some big ones. I believe CPI is next week, September 13th. Yeah, so the 13th, big day. PPI. Next week is pretty big. Next week is big. So we'll see how tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday goes. You're just going to want to be watching these short-term resistances. The next big lines I think it's going to want to test would be like that trend line. Let me take this off. So actually, quick explanation, now that we're done with this, these are the levels you are going to want to watch as we're retracing this move down. So a retrace means you're taking a breath from the overall direction. So you retrace this move before your next move down, which I think is going to be new lows. But until then, we're going to need to see those clear, solid signals that we aren't moving up to 440, 450, which is highly unlikely considering how low we went. But got to keep it in the picture. So I'll be waiting for confirmation to short, but I do kind of want to short now. When we were up here, I was like, we could be going to 440 if it's for every short out there, but now that we went this low, it's very unlikely. So there's not too much I have to say. Trendline short terms, yeah, I showed you everything I wanted to show you. So just gonna have to watch and see how the next few days play out. It's looking bullish to me. It's really looking bullish to me. Yeah, that's all I have for this video. So we're just gonna have to see how this video making process goes, just because it's a whole new year, a lot of new classes, homework tests, a lot of things are going to be in the way, but I will always be active on the Discord, so I highly encourage you to go in there, join it. There's a lot of money to be made in there, I can promise you that. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. If you watched the whole thing through, show it some love, give it a like and subscribe, and peace out, guys.